Fresh. Avery Sherman.
Killing these niggas, man.
Yo.
Baby.
Yeah. Smacking that death. Hey. Win death. Hey.
Death. Ways, man. So cab all the way back to the A.
We back with another episode.
Do we being a player and a baller? Just one.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Who want what? I'm feeling like bleak. I gotta wave like the president. Hoes that I barely wanna link.
Okay.
Niggas be saying it's hot, but it barely stinks.
Yeah.
It's getting cold lately. Might have to cop the mink.
Alright.
Gotta lie. I knew
Yo, we back with another episode of the Avery Sherman Podcast. It's your real trill, me, clean as a squeak host, Avery Sherman. And this episode 21. Yes, indeed. I'm happy to be back. Oh, let me get some, good round of applause. Man. I'm back. You know, the camera is good. Unfortunately, the Timberwolves is out the playoffs. I'm sick. Fucking sick. But shit happens. My Lakers got put out before that, so it is what it is. But we back on another episode, man. Avery Sherman Podcast, episode 21, and shit, we about to get the ball rolling with this episode. We're gonna dive right in. We got a little sound bite we gonna play to get it started, and then we're just gonna dive in from there.
Women's game, and even on this network here, I heard Pat McAfee. So this is my State of the Union WNBA edition. Let's start with the play. For those who may be new to this, the WNBA has always been a physical league, full of competitive fire and trash talk. And on the full sequence of that play, Caitlin was talking. And in this league, no one backs down to trash talk. Now, I have played with Chennedy Carter, and her choice to retaliate on a non-basketball play was literally foul and something that she has struggled with her entire career. That was not okay. But one player's approach is not indicative of an entire league. All rookies, especially number one picks, I know what it's like, have been tested mentally, physically, emotionally, from Candace Parker to Sabrina Ionescu to Kelsey Plum to Skylar Diggins-Smith, and a few days ago, Alyssa Thomas was just ejected for a hard play on Angel Reese. Plays like this happen in sports, but now it's being used to further agendas that don't serve the game. So when it comes to women's athletes, there's this expectation that players in the heat of the game should constantly stop what they're doing and be appreciative of Caitlin. They should bow down instead of being the competitors that they are. These women are elite basketball players who are competitors, who show up and show out every night before the eyes were there on the game. We all know and we appreciate the unparalleled amount of growth and attention that Caitlin, I'm her biggest fan, is driving to help become the beacon of so much interest and engagement and viewership to this game. But that narrative, that actually does a disservice to her, because the ones who grind through that type of grind become beasts. This is not hate. This is hoops. Like any other sport that is professional at the highest level, and I hope people truly get to understand that. Now, Dan, I have to ask you, did you have an issue when you saw this foul happen? Because you've been someone in the league that understands what...
Alright, so, for those of you who are unaware, Chennedy Carter, she plays for the Chicago Sky. She gave Caitlin Clark a hard foul because they was having previous situations in the game. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just tired of the narrative of, like, everybody supposed to appreciate her, like, and, like, I mean, appreciate everyone. I mean, I feel like everybody in the WNBA garners the same kind of appreciation to an extent, you know? And same with the NBA as well. Like, LeBron James The rest of the NBA players should be appreciative of LeBron James, and LeBron James should be appreciative of the rest of the NBA players. Same thing for Caitlin Clark. She should be appreciative of all the WNBA players, and they should be appreciative of her as well, because it's a thing that is full circle. There is no WNBA without all the players. Can't just get no WNBA with Caitlin Clark. And where the game has been, maybe even last year or in the past years, Caitlin Clark, along with Angel Reese, has been able to put a little more of a light on that, more of eyeballs, you know. So definitely feel like the appreciation should just be all around, you know. And I just really appreciate that soundbite that we had there from, I don't want to mess her name up, I will say Chiney or Chiney or Chiney, I don't know, man. I don't want to mess it up and disrespectful to her name, but she said she played with Kennedy Carter before, and she's an ESPN analyst, and that was a soundbite right there. If you're aware of it, I'm pretty sure you know her name, man. Next podcast, I am going to pronounce her name the correct way, just because I ain't that type of person. So I'm going to do my homework. But yeah, so like the whole Caitlin Clark thing, like it's just really getting, I mean, on social media you just see so much of it's racist what they're doing to her and this and that and the third. And I'm like, oh my goodness, man, the narrative just being painted is just hilarious, because it's like, I don't see it as racism. I don't see it as anything like that. The facts of the matter, some things I feel like are just understood in life. One example that I would give, that I gave an example of, is like Kimbo Slice. I don't know if anybody remembers Kimbo Slice, but if you remember Kimbo Slice, rest in peace, Kimbo Slice. Another example, Mark Henry, even for an example. Mark Henry, Kimbo Slice. You take Mark Henry and Kimbo Slice, you walk them around a Mall of America, for example, and they are walking up to people and flinching at them and saying, you know, I'll kick your butt. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think too many people are going to attempt to fight them back. Even if it wasn't per se Kimbo Slice or Mark Henry. Just say two guys who look like Kimbo Slice and are built like Kimbo Slice and Mark Henry. You take them and walking around the mall and flinching at people saying, you know, I'll kick your butt. You know, what you going to do about it? I don't think you're going to find too many people that's going to fight them back. Opposed to somebody just calling the police or you find a security trying to get them, you know, apprehended. Now, you take somebody who looks like McLovin, for example, and you walk them around the mall and you have them jumping at people and flinching at them and saying, I'm going to kick your butt. And you probably going to have people that's going to fight back a little bit more. So I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is running around saying she's going to kick anybody's butt, but I'm just saying she is a white girl from Middletown, America, and she doesn't seem to be too caught up with looks and trends and fashion. Maybe someone's like a Cameron Brink from the LA Sparks, like she's really big on fashion and her looks and everything. So, you know, and just Caitlin Clark might not be so caught up into pop culture and what's hip and what's cool and all of that stuff. She just really like she just played on the basketball and focused on basketball. So with that type of, you know, I mean, it's just what I'm basically saying is that that's how the world is. And sports are too far removed from the world, honestly. You know, so in that situation with someone looking like McLovin, they're going to get tried more. Caitlin Clark, she's probably getting tried a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more than Angel Reese. Okay, you know, but at the same time, like they said, Angel Reese is getting tried as well. Candace Parker got tried as well. Skylar Diggins got tried as well. Maya Moore got tried as well. They all have to make it through the fire and fight through that, you know. And I made a comment on Instagram to like, well, it was I think it was like an ESPN post, but I just tagged Angel Reese, Kennedy Carter, and Caitlin Clark in the post, and gave them all, just like some words of maybe encouragement or advice, just to all keep doing what y'all doing. At the end of the day, y'all all play good basketball, and I love watching it. I love watching I've been watching the WNBA since Candace Parker, since Cheryl Swoops and Lisa Leslie, but that was Cheryl Swoops and Lisa Leslie was like my introduction to it though. Like, girls do play basketball. Oh, okay, here's Cheryl Swoops and here's Lisa Leslie. And then as I grew up, my first favorite girl basketball player was Candace Parker, what led into Maya Moore. So, like I said, I love seeing the competitiveness. I love watching Chicago Sky now. That's like, them and the Lynx is my two favorite basketball teams in the WNBA. And yeah, so keep up the good work and stop painting this narrative like it's racism or like trying to pick on Caitlin Clark because she white or something. Like, it's none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got to get what she got coming as the so-called going to be face of the league. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And Andrews with that as well too. She getting what she got coming as a face of the league. All the youngsters is, man. So I just want to give a shout out to the WNBA. Y'all keep balling, man. Y'all keep playing tough. Y'all keep playing gritty. Everybody keep working hard and keep doing what y'all doing. Man, Drake versus Kendrick. Well, for the most part, I think it has finally settled down a little bit, man. So much stuff didn't happen. Like, what? Drake crib getting shot up and security guards getting shot. I'm like, I know it ain't turned it is. Then they talking about it's some Toronto beef Drake dealing with. That's why the crib got shut up. It wasn't Kendrick and them people. And that whole situation is really wild. Really wild. As far as Kendrick and Drake going at it back and forth. Like, they really went back and forth. They really gave us, 4 to 6 decent tracks. More than decent. Like, when I say decent, I mean decent. Like, that motherfucker was decent. Like, not just, like, decent. That was decent, but it was decent, man. Like, it was some shit. So, I got Kendrick as the winner. And I mean, They Not Like Us. They're talking about could be Song of the Summer. And it probably is going to be Song of the Summer. And then $1 Million Baby might be Song of the Summer too. We don't kind of know yet. It do got a nice little jam to it, you know what I'm saying? A little but like, I just can't see that really be a Song of the Summer like that. Especially over They Not Like Us. So, to just deep dive and break that down a little bit more, man, I want to say, if I ain't mistaken, it was like 616 in LA. I want to say, was that like the first one? Oh no, Euphoria was the first one. And then you got Family Matters, and then like, I didn't really hear the whole, I had to go back and listen to the Drake one where he used the Snoop Dogg and the Tupac one. Cause like, I didn't know if that was real or not. So, I kind of got these like out of order a little bit, but the ones that I caught on time, like for sure was Euphoria, 616 in LA, and Family Matters, and then Meet the Grams. And I honestly got that little part right there where, cause Family Matters was going. I ain't gonna lie, like Drake was going. And I'm like, damn, alright, Drake, I knew they could just count you out, my boy. Like Euphoria, and then I think it was 616 in LA. Okay, boom. He hit you. Then you come back with the Family Matters. Man, you was gone. You was almost gone. I'm like, damn, Drake did it with one joint. Ooh, okay. Almost kind of like. But then, fuck. Kendrick had to drop Meet the Grams like 45 minutes, an hour after that shit. And I know this is like super late, you know what I'm saying, on the Kendrick and Drake like recap and just breaking it down and shit, but this is my real life experience of it, and I'm just not being able to share it, so shit, I am. But it was crazy. I'm like, damn, meet the Grams. Then he had a little last verse to the daughter. That shit was crazy. Had my head thinking like, damn, did Drake have a daughter out here? But I really didn't think he did. But I said it was possible. Shit, he hid the son. So, and then after that, I mean, Drake had dropped another response that just kind of sounded like his heart was out of it. And I think that just pretty much wrapped it up for me. Drake still him. Still Wayne's little brother. Still Wayne's little hood. You know what I'm saying? So long as he in good hood with Wayne, shit, he always gonna be where he at with me, which is the boy. That's the boy. But Kendrick, on the other hand, definitely solidified himself as if Drake is the boy, Kendrick must be the man. No, let me not say that. But Kendrick, man, I mean, I've been fucking with Kendrick. My cousin had to really let me know, like, man, Kendrick is him, man. Shout out my boy Slim. Slim know who he is. Shout out Cuz. Cuz put me on. Cuz told me, like, man, Good Kid, Mad City, probably one of the best hip-hop albums ever. K-Dot got it. You need to check him out for real, for real. I'm like, man, what? This was years ago. I go back, I listen to it. Some other guy I was working with was like, man, K-Dot, man. K-Dot. I'm like, all right, man. I'm playing him. And then I heard him. So, with this little situation back and forth with Drake, this is just like, for sure, for real, icing on the cake, solidified, like, he definitely the top 3, top 2, not number 2. Damn near, you know? Shit. But it's arguable. It's all arguable, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can fuck with Drake on the bops, man, on the slaps. Like, Drake got the vibes. The ladies and shit, like, come on now, man, like, untouchable. Niggas like Marvin Gaye or some shit, like, just like, the music for with the ladies, the R&B, the singing Drake, come on, man. Untouchable. But leave that rapper shit to Kendrick. But I mean, I still love to hear like Scary Hours 3. That shit go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that was that. The Kendrick Lamar versus Drake breakdown from the perspective of the Avery Sherman Podcast. Something I wanted to dive in on, topic-wise. Topic-wise was relationships and as far as relationships go, like, this may sound kind of weird or whatever. I'm not, whatever. But I just feel like in a relationship, for it to last like a long time, and for y'all to be comfortable and good with each other, it almost has to be kind of like a brother and a sister. Like, y'all gotta have a good bond like a brother and a sister would have. And what I mean by that is that, like, a brother and a sister is obviously opposite sex, and there's going to be things that guys kind of just do that girls don't quite understand. And there may be things that girls do that guys just don't quite understand. But if you grew up with a brother or a sister and you was able to get along with your brother or your sister and be cool with them and share space and which would be a crib, you know what I'm saying, and take turns with the bathroom and all that good stuff, because believe it or not, I think these things take place in a relationship where you may not like how your significant other does something like maybe how they don't clean up after themselves in one way, shape, or form or fashion, or the way they do things and what's the outcome of them doing things a certain way, or something like that. And basically, it's just like the chemistry of being in a crib with the opposite sex, and it's not always gonna be fucking. It's not always gonna be lovey-dovey, romantic. I just wanna do any and everything for you. Then what type of vibe do y'all have outside of that? Then that's where a friendship vibe. But I mean, shit, you can pick and choose when you want to do with your friends. So it's like the deeper version of the friendship is the brother and sister bond that y'all can have, or like a brother and sister, I would say. Whereas y'all care about what each other is doing as far as like personal hobbies or whatever, like playing the game or how, she may come in there and distract you on the game like a sister would do. And it's all in lightheartedness, it's all in funness, you know what I'm saying? She might try to mess you up or something like your sister used to do. Or she might be working on the painting or something or whatever. You might go in there and smudge something on her painting or something to make her have to fix it, like a brother used to do or something like that. I'm not saying to do these things, but the type of bond that would be there or that should be there, y'all should feel comfortable. These are the type of things that should be taking place or happening, or like there should be a level of comfortness there to fuck with the other person. And I usually get that from a brother and sister relationship. That's where I usually see it taking place. Because when boyfriend and girlfriend try to fuck with each other, like on the playing with each other like how brother and sister would do, but on some boyfriend and girlfriend stuff. So like, for example, like the boyfriend might be like, oh yeah, your inbox full with all these, your inbox full with all these guys, woo woo woo. Or he may be leaving the crib in some gray sweats, and the girl may say, oh, you trying to wear them so you can try to show your thing off, this and that. That low-key builds tension. Those little flirty, comic, cute remarks that's like what you would say before you get with a motherfucker, the type of shit you do with a motherfucker before you get with him to let him know that you can flirt with him, that you like him. Once you try to pull it out in a relationship, people start feeling weird ways about it. So you still gotta find a way to like give your partner a hard time, break their balls a little bit, little rise. You know what I'm saying? A little what they call that? A little, I won't say hazy, but just a little, break somebody's balls, fucking with them a little bit, and people like that. It just builds character and chemistry within the relationship, especially if you just do it in a light heart funness, So that was something that I wanted to share with the podcast, which was just like, maybe in y'all relationships out there, I'm not saying become brother and sister with your significant other, or I'm not saying turn your brother or your sister into your significant other, but I'm just saying that the type of chemistry that will be there, the type of bond that will be there, if you have a good relationship with your brother or your sister growing up and y'all close, then I feel like use some of that in your relationship if you're having a hard time in your relationship, because that probably could smooth things out for you. As far as me and my sister, yeah, we close. We closer now than more than what we was like throughout our teenage years and young adult years. But I think that's just because I had like resentment towards how we grew up and how my parents didn't really let me be like a big brother how I wanted to be a big brother. So once I got over myself, me and my sister's relationship, pretty much took off and blossomed and bloomed into everything that I could imagine to always be as a child. And shout out my sister, I love her to death. Shout out my nephew. And, yeah, so that's that as far as the relationship. Oh, yeah. All right. So I do got another topic. Oh no. What the hell? Damn. When did it stop recording? 1 minute? Jeez. That sucks. I wonder why I would do that like that though. Whatever. Apparently this episode is gonna be only on YouTube. And I don't know what I got as far as audio. This damn thing is cut off on me. I don't know why I would do that, man. It's pretty messed up though. But the last topic that we had was my cuz had made a post about a struggling journey of trying to get your spirit right within. And I definitely wanted to touch bases on that because it's something very real that people are dealing with, and it's something hard to do. And it had named a few different things, like it's more than just it's more than just watching motivational videos and positive videos and making positive posts and going to church or the Kingdom Hall or the synagogue or praying to God. It's more than all of that. It's also stopping and breaking away from all the negative things that you have learned and ways, the negative things that you have learned that's a part of your life that is just a part of your life. Like maybe liking something, shoes for that matter, you know, and you can have a connection there, an emotional connection to something that's essentially a materialistic thing and something that you really shouldn't have an emotional connection to, but for whatever reason you do. And then you're trying to get away from this emotional connection and this love for this materialistic thing. And that's an example. And as well as you could have learned negative ways of dealing with things. And then you're trying to, well, you're still going to be dealing with things, but now you're trying to deal with these things in new ways and get away from the old ways that you had of dealing with those things. And that could be challenging. So it's a lot more than just doing all the positive and doing all the good. It's a large part of finding that opposite method or that opposite route that can get the job done. And that's, you know, you got to get comfortable with. You want to be able to go to it. You don't want to be having to remember it or recall it or go find a book for it. You want it to come naturally. Just like when you, for example, like when you stressed or irritated, you go get a pack of squares, you flame that thing up, you don't even think about it. You get to go, you get to irritated, you instantly get to looking for your weed, instantly get to looking for your squares, packing them joints, finna flame it up. Well, or looking for your bottle, looking for your shot, looking for your flask, where you can have a sip. You want to have working out, or eating healthy, or taking a walk, or meditating, or whatever it is that's your healthy way of coping with things. You want it to come just as natural as your old way did. But that isn't going to be the case. So now you're trying to fight off the old way in the old mindset Because now if you don't got everything that you need to deal with all your BS, now you just stuck in the mindset of like, I don't got what I need, I don't got what I want. What the hell me get over this little feeling that I'm feeling? So now you just sitting there feeling and compounding it. Cause you irked on top of that, you know? And you gotta shed yourself from this type of mindset, man. So I just wanted to speak on it because like I said, nobody does really speak to that struggle, but that's a real struggle. That's a real struggle, like just changing your mindset to a warrior mindset, a successful mindset, and an achieving mindset, not a surviving mindset. And you know, that itself is tough for sure. And I just want to speak to it a little bit. Like I said, cuz put it out there like nobody really talk about it, and I just want to talk about it from my perspective, you know. And like I said, for me, I know one thing I used to always hear growing up was smoking cigarettes. Like, why? I used to ask, why you smoking cigarettes? Why you smoking cigarettes? And I'm stressed out. And then, without even thinking about it, before by the time I was smoking cigarettes, I'm saying the same thing, and really, I'm not stressed out about nothing. Really, I'm just smoking cigarettes, bad, dumb, looking for something to do, bored, curious, like no real reason to smoking cigarettes. But then that was my way of dealing with why I was smoking cigarettes. Oh, I'm stressed out. So just getting away from making excuses and having a negative mindset and just having a warrior survival mindset and gravitating towards a prosperous mindset and an accomplishing mindset, an achieving mindset, a mindset that's positive and is looking towards growth. You know, it's a struggle for sure. You're gonna have your days. Some days you feel like you could just do any and everything. So motivated, so ambitious. All your ideas is popping in your head. They all make sense. You got your response. You got your response for every bad thing. What? No, this, that, this. You got a good recovery for everything. And then some days it's just the exact opposite. Like you just second guessing every one of your ideas. You questioning yourself in every shape, way, or form. You don't know if you're down the right path. And you know that you don't know if you're down the right path or not. But that's the whole part of the path. That's the whole point of this, is that it's no risk, it's no reward, and it's just that you're always not going to know. Sometimes you try to jump out there with a leap of faith. And that's majority of the times how you will find your success. But you have a proven method of what you've been dealing with and how you've been surviving stuff. And that's sitting over there in the corner looking at you like, look at you going through all of that shit. And you can just come over here, smoke your little weed, smoke your little squares, get over your little situation, and bounce back and think about it tomorrow or something, you know? And like, that ain't the way of dealing with things. And you gotta look back at that corner and be like, no, you got me where you needed to get me, but I'm about to get myself here another way. I'm finna get myself further a different way. The only real way to go further, because like they say, health is wealth, you know. And if you're beating yourself up, beating your body down mentally, physically, emotionally, then you're not gonna be able to accomplish what it is that you're trying to accomplish, which is, especially if it's a longevity type thing or a marathon type thing, you're not gonna be around to keep fighting for it. So you do have to keep yourself in good mind, in good physical shape, in good emotional shape, and that will help you continue to go about things the healthier way, the more prosperous way, the more. And what I mean by that is like we've been talking about, as far as trying to get your spirit right and align yourself towards success. Staying healthy and physically, emotionally, spiritually will help you get there. And not dealing with stress and negative outcomes, and dealing with life in negative ways, like drinking yourself to death or overusing drugs or overusing sex or pornography or anything of those natures. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Avery Sherman Podcast. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I was just looking at this real quick because I forgot about my little... It was Autism Awareness Month, I think, last month. And I had just got this Strength, Faith, Courage. And it's just for autism, man. So I just want to give a little shout out to the autism community. And like I said, that's gonna be all for this episode of the Avery Sherman Podcast. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me, whoever is there with me and checking me out. I'm gonna get this audio situation figured out for sure all the way. It really sucked that it went bad on me this episode, and I caught it as late as I did, but going forward, I will have this in order and taken care of for the next episode. That is for sure. Once again, thank you for tuning in with me, and stay tuned for the next episode. And I'm out.
The Avery Sherman Podcast.